So here we're going to go through how to make kimchi. You don't need the dog, but she is fun to have around. You're going to need some Chinese leaf or Napa cabbage, as they call it in America, or you might just call it Chinese cabbage. And stage one is just to weigh and slice all of your cabbage to sort of chunks where you could easily pick it up with chopsticks or forks and add as a condiment to your dishes. Just chop it all up, put it into a big vat or a big tub like we've got here that we use for a bit of fermenting. And then you're going to need to add 3% weight of salt. So we've got 3 kilos of cabbage. That's going to make 90 grams of salt. And use sea salt, don't use a sort of chemically type, just use sea salt. Always natural's better. Then take your sea salt, sprinkle it into your cabbage, just evenly as you can, but we're going to give it a really good mix in a minute. And then just get your hands in there. And just make sure your hands are clean, but also this is a fermentation, so the kind of natural microbes that live on your hands are actually going to help get this thing moving. There's also all the natural yeast that lives on the cabbage anyway, and that helps get the fermentation moving, which is what preserves the cabbage, so you can put it in a jar and leave it there for months and it'll still be good when you come back to it. So give it really, really good mix, and once you feel like you've got everything out right down the bottom, all the corners, pulled it up, we're going to need to add water to make a brine. And then once we have this in a brine, it's going to sit and it's going to wilt a little bit. And after, you want to leave it there for at least 4 hours, maybe more. I actually did this and left it overnight, and then came back the next day, and it was well wilted and ready to add the sauce. Once you feel like that is all, you've got enough water in there. Put your hand in and give it a press down, because you'll probably have plenty of water and the leaves will start to float. So just get your hands in there, push it all down, and then put a lid on and leave that for at least 4 hours, maybe overnight if you like. The next day you should have some wilted cabbage. This has already been drained. It's ready to have the sauce. So in this jar I've got spring onion, 1 yellow onion, some garlic, some soy sauce, some fish sauce, and some miso paste. It's actually homemade butterbean miso that we did ourselves. But just the most important things are that you're going to have probably a bit of onion, a bit of garlic. We've got quite a lot of ginger in there as well. And then you're going to need some chili flakes. If you can get traditional Korean chili flakes, even better. We're in France where they're quite difficult to come by. So these are actually from our local Chinese store, but they're going to fit the bill nicely. And just whiz that in. So as long as you've got a sort of onion, garlic, ginger element and some chili flakes, build up with a bit of sauce. Traditionally, fish sauce is used. If you want to make it vegan, leave out the fish sauce. And we've used a bit of homemade miso and a bit of soy sauce as well, and just blitz that right up. So you should have a kind of a thick liquid that you can then stir into your cabbage, and it's going to need to then ferment for some days. Our chili paste sauce is in. Now just get in there. I'm using a spoon here. You could use your hands, but if you use your hands, you can get chili all over your hands. And make sure you give them a good wash before you touch your eyes or go to the bathroom or anything. So just give that a really good mix. Remember to get down to the bottom of the bucket and pull out any bits in the corners, and just make sure that you're really spreading that around. And then you should end up with something like this. So like a sort of nicely red tinted cabbage leaf. That's now ready to go into the jars. If you've got a kilner like this, it's perfect because you've got a seal and a spring, and you can let the pressure off as that builds up, because as this ferments it will bubble away. And you're going to need to unscrew your jam jar if you're using a jam jar, or a kilner. You can just let that lever off and give it a good push down, and as you push in, this liquid will come out. That's the effect of the salt. This is why we've been wilting it. You pour the liquid out to create an anaerobic environment in that jar, so that's why the cabbage isn't just going to go off. It's going to, the anaerobic bacteria are going to ferment, and they're going to preserve and give the lovely flavours that we like. And you see here I've got about 6 jars all put away. I've got a kilner, I've got small jam jars, just use whatever we had to hand. And if you're going to use kilners for all of these things that you're going to do, it can cost you quite a lot of money in jars. And just leave those in a tray like this for about a week, and they'll ferment and bubble, and at the end you get kimchi. So good luck.